Gosh, why? You think I'd be used to it, but I still get nervous at the start of things like this.
I understand.
Okay. I don't know if you do, but I definitely do.
All the time. My hands are sweating right now.
Oh, good. Yeah. God, does that make it in? I don't know. Is this our intro? Hi, I'm Mac.
Hi, Mac. I'm Violet. Nice to meet you for the first time. Just kidding. No, we've met.
That's another funny idea is like have a third party introduce you to someone new that you have to make a podcast with. That's a fun idea. Sorry, that's not what we're doing here, though.
No.
Yeah, we are going to be playing Cyberpunk in a strange and unique way. Maybe that's selling it a little too hard, but a little bit slower, a little bit more in depth. But yeah, so I would like to start by saying, let's start with the game in general, Cyberpunk 2077. What do you know about the game at all?
I know that it exists.
Okay.
I've never played it. I've never, have I seen a trailer for it? You know, maybe I've seen trailers for it casually in passing, like, at, you know, the Game Awards or Summer Game Fest, maybe, but I never really paid attention.
Did you ever see the Keanu Reeves, "You're breathtaking"?
Yes, I do remember that.
That's a Cyberpunk trailer or like thing. Like he was there to promote Cyberpunk.
Okay, and I have seen that.
Okay, yeah. So that came from it. But you're
I do know he's in the game.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. That's about it, though.
How much do you know about Keanu Reeves? Let's go on a complete side tangent immediately.
Oh, Keanu Reeves is great. He's, you know, been acting for a while. He's just I feel like I always hear stories about him being this really down to earth, genuine guy who's super chill and like generous. And those are always nice stories to hear.
Okay.
Out of Hollywood.
That's more what I was curious about.
I'm a Keanu fan. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was just curious about that and seeing where that's going to go. What do you know about the Cyberpunk? So my experience with Cyberpunk, and I'm not going to get into any spoilers because that's very important for us here. But so when it first launched, and I'm going to let you know this as a little history behind the game. It first launched as one of the most hyped games of like the generation, right?
I do remember that because I think I was playing The Witcher 3 at the time when it was announced, maybe? Something like that. When was it announced and when did it come out? I don't remember.
Well, so when it was announced was definitely before you were playing Witcher 3 because it had like a 10-year development. Like it was announced in oh Lord. Maybe not 10 years, but it a long development cycle. I think the first announcement was 2011. When was this? Yeah, like insanely long ago.
That's a long time. That's before I was playing video games.
Yeah, let me look up when the 2012. Sorry, I was off by a year. But yeah.
Wow, I did not realize that it was announced in 2012. I had no idea. That's wild.
Yeah. And every new thing that came out about it, like over the years, just built the momentum for it. And I was not tapped into that momentum. Excuse me. But yeah, it had a disastrous launch, like horrible.
I do remember that.
Yes. Yeah. So when it came out, it was like bricking people's PS4s, like making it not work. Some people were having game-breaking bugs on like PC and stuff.
Oh no.
And yeah, my heart goes out to those people. It really does. At the same time as that, like you will get with this type of thing, because these aspects of it are so bad. other people will then toss onto that other things that maybe aren't that bad, but because the public reception of it is negative, they're like lumping it in as being negative. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
And so like it had this perception about it. And while all this is happening, I get the game and I'm playing it on like the 1.2 patch was when I started playing. A lot of people who play it now and who say it's great and have fallen in love with the game say that it got like fixed and okay and good around 1.5.
I see.
So I was in there even before it got fixed and was good, and I fell in love. I love this game so much. I think I want it to be my next tattoo once I can afford one. Like I love this game. And then it just got better and better as they fixed it, and people start to realize it was good. And then they came out with the anime Edge Runners.
Right.
Yeah. Do you know anything about that?
I have not seen the anime, but I know that it was released and I think people really liked it.
Yes.
From what I remember. And I think some people started playing the game because of it, perhaps.
Yeah, it basically revived the game itself because they had made the game fixed mostly. It had some bugs, but like a game this scope will have that. And so it brought people into being like, well, maybe I'll go check out the game, and then found out that the game was fixed and good. And they did a 1.7 patch or a 1.6 patch at that time for it, which had some like Edge Runners content in there. We're not going to be covering that. If you come across it, feel free to do it in your own time. Okay. But what we're going to be doing here, we've made a list. To finish out the thought real quick. I've played through it multiple times. I haven't finished it when the DLC Phantom Liberty came out.
Okay.
We are going to be playing it with Phantom Liberty. You have that, yes?
I have not purchased the game yet.
Oh, good. Okay, good. Don't worry about it. We'll get that sorted.
I will buy it. I swear.
It's so funny. Sorry. Okay, well, making sure that you know to get the DLC too. We'll be covering it. When that came out, they came out with a 2.0 patch that changed the gameplay complete, like in a complete overhaul. All the skills, like a ton of stuff different. And people love it. It's great. I like the old version, but I think that's because I beat it like 4 times in the old version, and I'm like, I'm a grumpy old man yelling at the clouds. We're like, where's my cold blood skill perk? But no, it is good. It is fun. And I'm excited to get into it. I have managed to not play Phantom Liberty yet because while I was getting around to getting to it, because it's not right off the jump, like kind of like how you can come across the DLC for in The Witcher 3, right? Blood and Wine, and the other one, Hearts of Stone. Whatever, it doesn't matter. You can come across those in the story later down the line, or you can just jump to the DLC. Well, I wanted to come across it later down the line. And while I was doing that, I had the idea for this. And then I was like, I should probably experience Phantom Liberty for the first time, like for a thing, right? So yeah. One sec. Editing that out. Gross. But yeah, so I haven't experienced Phantom Liberty yet.
Is there just one DLC?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
And it's fairly big. I hear it's like an additional act to the game. But I don't know anything about it either. Once I decide to buy something or be invested in something, I'm like, I don't really need to keep up with all of it. Like, I'm not I'm not one of the people who's like scared of spoilers. I don't mind being spoiled about stuff. But also, once I'm sold on a thing, I don't need to keep following it. I'm like, I'm already invested, so I'm just going to find it out as it happens. And if I get spoiled, whatever. I know not everybody's the same.
Interesting. I'm very strict with spoilers. I don't like them.
Yeah. And that's completely fair. I find that if I know a thing coming ahead of time, it helps deepen my enjoyment of the first watch through or the first playthrough or whatever.
Okay.
But at the same time, it's like, but I'm also aware that trailer companies are separate from the artists who make the thing. And so will sometimes do stuff counter to that, or will like do sales stuff that is like not actually what the thing is about. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so instead, I'm like, all right, I'm already invested. I'm going to go check this out. So I don't know anything about Phantom Liberty because I was like,
Gotcha.
I love this game. I'm going to play it. I don't know. Idris Elba's in it, and that's all I know. Like,
what? Wait. Are you Idris? Oh my god.
Whoops.
Okay.
I thought that was.
So I love Idris Elba. I just got done re-watching The Wire for my third watch through, and I am incredibly Idris Elba pilled now and forever. Oh.
All right. Let's go.
I'm excited.
Okay, great. Yeah, so that would be very fun when we get to Phantom Liberty then. Yes. But yeah, so with that in mind, what this is a slow play Cyberpunk 2077 podcast. We are going to be playing through it with a few select missions. I usually try to keep it down to 3, but there's a few weeks where it's going to be 4 missions. They're going to be the side missions, main missions, that we're going to play through each week. That'll give us time to really delve into what each of those missions are, talk about some of the side stuff. And I want to include in that the missions that are named after songs. I'd like to delve into the music and the songs that they're named after and how they apply to those missions, like thematically, and delve into the music as well. So yeah, that's kind of what we're doing here.
I'm very excited. I think this is a neat way to approach a game, especially a game I have never played before and clearly don't know very much about.
I'm so sorry about the Idris Elba thing, actually, because I was
okay.
like,
I'm
like,
excited.
That was on the level of Keanu Reeves being in it. I thought everyone, like, even if you didn't know Cyberpunk, you knew that. So that was my bad.
I mean, maybe I did know he was in it, but like I forgot. You know, I will say,
sure.
Since I have not ever played this game, it's not really something that I keep tabs on or really pay attention to. So I'm aware of it existing, and like this DLC, I know that the DLC exists, but you know, I don't always keep tabs on games that I am like excited about. Not to say I'm not excited about this game. I just have never made the choice to play it until now. So it wasn't really just in my, sphere of awareness.
Yeah. I forget how like fractured our cultures are, which is a whole other thing that could be talked about, that
like between you and I?
In general, between anybody with any interest, there used to be this idea of like the monoculture culture, right? Before the internet fractured everything to such a degree, like even if you didn't know a musician or didn't know a thing, you've probably heard or you knew about it, like on the fringes. That's no longer, like, you could be into gaming and not know so much about so much different video games and like news and stuff, because it's not in your niche of that interest.
100%.
And that's already a niche interest in a bunch of other niche interests. But we've subdivided so far down that it's so easy to be removed from what feels like, it's that what is that comic, XCD something. I can't remember the name of the comic.
A comic?
Yeah, it's like a okay.
I don't know web comics.
No, it's fine. That was me being like, this is actually a perfect example of that. It's like a famous one where it's like 2 scientists talking about, like, sometimes we're so well versed in one subject that we don't realize that like the common public doesn't know about this basic thing that we consider basic, but is complex to them, right? And then the other person responds with like, yeah, they barely know this thing, but the thing they reference is still not a thing that people would know.
Right.
And so it's like, That's 100% what this is. But this will be fun. 100%. What do you? So yeah. Focusing in to get the main idea out, because I do want to talk to you about the cyberpunk genre and see what you know about that. But I do want to say the list of missions we will be doing, I will be including in like some kind of link below, or like I'll have it out there. And I did create this list. It took like 2 months. Like I pitched this idea to you and you're like, okay, yeah, I'm really interested in it. Right. And then, like my dad died, and then, so that put a delay on things. And I got back to you and I was like, hey, I'm working on the list. It's still working on it. It's like 2+ months later and I'm still working on this list. Like trying to create this, narrative, structural thing. I have heavily referenced 2 different Reddit lists, but it is also my personal opinion on some of this stuff. But as we get into the Phantom Liberty stuff, it is almost entirely lifted from 2 separate Reddit lists. I would like to shout out in r/low sodium cyberpunk. There's Below the Sun 1983's list of the ultimate Cyberpunk 2077 story focus quest order guide. So there's that one. And then Super Cows, which is the other one. One of which is more focused on like doing it in like what would be a reasonable time frame in universe versus like what's an interesting narrative way order you're going to play this through. Right. But I did want to credit them for I lifted from their lists very heavily. So there's that. But then we're breaking it down week by week. Yeah, so that list will be available if anyone wants to play along with us. If there's like stuff coming up that you want to ask our opinions about in particular and focus on, you'll know when that's coming.
Great.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
And I know that we have talked about this privately, but again, I'm very sorry for the loss of your father. But again, if you want to cut that out, that's fine. I just want to acknowledge that.
No, thank you. I appreciate that. It's very funny, unrelated, and I have a feeling this might be kind of how this goes. So hopefully you guys will be fine with tangents. You are one of the only people who keeps checking in with that, which I very deeply appreciate and is very kind of you. People reached out to me more and checked in for like a month afterwards after David Lynch passed. It was wild because like my dad.
I'm sorry for laughing.
No, 100%. That is my reaction too. Is like my dad passes. My friends are aware of that. They check in initially and they're like, oh, I'm very sorry. And then David Lynch passes and everyone's like, oh my God, Mac, are you okay?
And the number one Twin Peaks fan we need to check in on.
Yeah, 100%. And like they like. And like if it was just the one time, I'd be like, oh, that's sweet. Like it was the first celebrity death that's ever impacted me that way. Like I like movies, I like stuff like that. But like nothing's ever impacted me that heavily. David Lynch did impact me a little bit, but like not nearly. I think it was just kind of coupled with my dad passing, kind of, but like no one kept following up about my dad. Weeks afterwards, people would check in and be like, oh, he keeps being in the news. Are you all right? And like, oh, this, that, and the other about David Lynch. Like, and I'm like, thank you. Where was this like earlier? It's so
that is
funny.
So dark.
Yeah, no, it's so funny. And then like, to be clear, I am aware that is partially because like, the average person's not going to think about my dad, but when they see David Lynch, like, oh, there's an auction at David Lynch's house, or oh, there's a thing like David Lynch is in the news. So it's like, oh, I should check in with Mac about how he's feeling about that. But it is very funny.
That is very funny. Wow. I will say one of the things that, people do know, if people know you, they know you love Twin Peaks. So yes. I can understand. I can see how that would happen.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, no, like it is nice that they're thinking of me, and I understand how that pops up, but like out of like That is such a wild thing. Like to be like, oh, like I'm getting so much more support about David Lynch passing.
Oh wow.
But yeah, no, I'm okay. Well, I'm not. I'm in therapy, but like everyone should be in therapy.
Yeah.
Unrelated.
Yeah. Also, yeah. 100%.
Yeah. But yeah, God, where did that spiral from? Oh, so yeah, the list is there if you guys want to play along, if you're checking it out. Yes. Also, like the big reason I want to bring that up is if anyone's listening and still listening past this horrible batshit intro we've done. I'm the one driving this train right off the rails. If anyone's looks at that list, has a disagreement on it, on stuff that we haven't gone to, particularly about Phantom Liberty stuff, since I don't know anything about it, feel free to reach out and let me know. Please be spoiler friendly about it, since I don't know anything and this is for content. So I will be a little bit more cagey about spoilers, even though I don't actually care. But yeah, feel free to let me know, like, hey, this order is wrong or bad. And I'll be like, okay, I'll take your opinion on board and see if I want to change anything. So feel free to let me know that. And the we'll include a link to the email that we haven't come up with yet.
But there will be one.
There will be one.
There will be an email address eventually.
We promise you there is an email in the future. God, now I
so the I think you were asking me about the cyberpunk genre.
Yes.
And what is your question about that? Like, what is my relationship to the genre?
Yeah, like what? Yeah, what do you know about the genre as a whole? Or actually, let's restructure this conversation a little bit, because we've narrowed in on the video game. So what we're gonna do is kind of like zoom out layer by layer.
Okay.
Are you at all aware that this was a tabletop role-playing game first?
I feel like I've heard that before from someone.
Probably me. I think I pitched you on playing Cyberpunk Red before.
Probably you. I've definitely heard, like, that sounds familiar to me. So I've heard it from either you or someone else.
Excuse me. Yeah, so I was drinking some of my chai tea. I thought you were going to talk a little bit longer.
Sorry. I've never played the tabletop. No, I've never played the tabletop version of the game. My only experience with D&D and tabletop gaming is with you, Mac, when we played years ago.
Yeah.
So I don't know about the game that inspired this game.
Okay.
The game that inspired the game.
Yeah.
But I am aware of like this genre in movies.
Okay.
I've seen Blade Runner and Blade Runner 2049. I like those movies. What other there's a lot of cyberpunk movies, I feel.
Yeah. I mean, like where the genre blends into other stuff, it feels like there can be a lot of it. And then there's a lot of it where you're like, well, is that cyberpunk? Because it's like not that futuristic. And you're like, well, but it has a lot of other stuff. No. And so it's one of those things of like, you know it when you see it, right?
Okay.
Like The Matrix, I think, is a cyberpunk.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Type thing, personally. I think that'd be contentious.
Seen The Matrix. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And like Johnny Mnemonic as
don't know
a movie.
that.
Okay.
I will say, just heads up, I have a lot of pop culture gaps. So
everybody
I've
does.
either seen,
okay.
I've either watched, like I've said, I've either watched The Wire 3 times, or I've never heard of this other thing. So
you have a deep knowledge, not a wide knowledge, and that's great.
Yeah. So, or I'll be like a casual enjoyer of, I've seen that movie years ago. And like,
sure.
I'm either like a casual enjoyer of a thing, or I will hyperfixate, or I have never seen it. So I have weird gaps in my pop culture.
No, that's completely fine. And I think most people, I think anyone who's into cyberpunk genre as a whole will know like Strange Days, Johnny Mnemonic, movies like that. But I think that most people who've played the game may not know those. Okay. Those were just a couple I was tossing out. Okay. Big in Japan.
Okay.
Lots of anime. That's Ghost in the Shell is obviously the big one.
Oh, I've seen the Ghost in the Shell movie? Anime? Ooh.
The animated movie?
The animated movie.
Okay.
I think the original one.
Yes.
I watched that for the first time 2 years ago. Pretty recently, actually.
I just recently rewatched it. It's so funny. Okay, so in that one, there's like huge translation differences, right?
Okay.
And so if you're watching it in English, there's so much more dialogue in it. It's so much more quiet in Japanese.
Oh, interesting.
And so I was trying to watch the Japanese version of it with English subtitles, because I'd already seen it in English. And so I was like, oh yeah, let's see it this way. And I searched everywhere, got a bunch of different versions of it, because like every time I'd open it, it'd be in Japanese, but it'd have the English subtitles from the English copy of it. And I couldn't find one that had like ones that were for the actual Japanese. And so you'd get a lot of scenes where no one's saying anything, but subtitles are going. like the cops bust in and they're like, go, go, go. But it's just like completely silent. So like sometimes they're just saying, go, go, go. Or like there'll be a scene of like two people greeting each other, but like there's no dialogue. And so it's just like two people talking and introducing themselves. And it's like, oh, that wasn't in. So it was so funny. But yeah, great movie.
It was fun.
So yeah. So this game is based off of the tabletop game, which came out in like the 90s, which was very much a pastiche of all of that different genre influences, right?
Okay.
Blade Runner is obviously a big one in that. Ghost in the Shell is obviously a big one in that. Neuromancer is a huge one in that. And so it's kind of like this blending pastiche of all of these. Like Night City is literally a Neuromancer thing.
I don't know that one.
That's from a book from William Gibson. William Gibson. He is generally credited as one of the forefathers of cyberpunk. Okay. And he was like, no, I was just a sci-fi author extrapolating on what I saw in the other sci-fi authors of the time. And people are like, yeah, but because of that, you created a genre. So Night City is like a thing in there. Deck running, all of that, like very much directly pulled from that. And it was created by Mike Pondsmith, who had like a decent amount to do with this game as well. They did he was part of the creative team for it. So it is very much
interesting.
Still part of that genre. Part of why I wanted to highlight this is that one of the critiques that come up about it is that it doesn't feel like a modern cyberpunk, or what to mean by that is like it's not extrapolated from our modern sensibilities of technology. And it's like, well, yeah, because in lore, the differences started in like the 2000s, right? Like it came out in the 90s, and like in lore, it has its own separate lore. So it is very much like an extrapolation of old technology to super futuristic, if that makes sense.
Okay. So
yeah. But it does have this whole breadth of stuff. You don't need to know any of the background stuff.
Okay.
It's so removed from that because it's so far in the future. But I think it's interesting to touch on that. Yeah. It is this other vision of the future from earlier, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. Yeah, I think that covers it. I laid out a game plan and then forgot if there's anything else at the end here.
When did you start getting into this genre? Like, what was your intro? Was it an anime? Was it a book?
That's tough for me. Okay, so if we're getting into me, I've always thought I was a fantasy kid, right?
Okay.
Like that's always how I kind of pictured myself. I thought I was into that kind of thing. But like if I look back on myself, like I like a few fantasy games and a few fantasy books, but I kind of bounce off that genre more than I latch onto it.
Mm-hmm.
And sci-fi has actually been my calling, but I'd never like realized that. Like I was just kind of had the picture of me as a kid into fantasy, you know? And so like kept trying to fit into this mold that I wasn't fitting into. And so like it's hard to pinpoint when I actually started that necessarily of like an awareness of sci-fi and this being what I'm actually into and hanging on to that. And particularly cyberpunk has like when I retroactively look at it, like there's plenty of anime that I was into that like Psychopaths, great anime that's cyberpunk and absolutely love and stuff like that. And that I was drawn to and just didn't know it, you know? Mm-hmm. But I think that when I was living in Japan, I played this game, Valhalla, VA11 Hall A.
You've told me about this game.
Yes, it is the game that I buy for everybody for like any, like if they become my friend, that is the game I gift them for like their birthday or whatever first holiday you can gift someone a game for. Like that is the first one I do for anybody. I love that game. Has a few different problems, but like I think the conversations it has and the things that it showcases really like are very interesting. And like it really helped me get through. I was struggling while I was in Japan. Like I loved it there, but I was failing classes for the first time in my life. Right. Like I really struggled to learn the language. And so like it really helped me get through that period. And also like let me like fully recognize like before the protagonist of that game is bi. And like her representation of it like really let me come into recognizing that I was bi rather than like not before that it was always like, oh, you know, like growing up I got bullied for being gay and it's like, well, I'm not, I'm straight. jokes on me, I wasn't. But you know, and so it's then I had a period of time where it's like, well, you know, I'm kind of experimenting with a few things and like, yeah, I think I just like women, but you know, I don't mind fooling around with a guy on occasion. And then it really, but I'm straight. It's just on right, like that, you know, and then it was like, well, you know, whatever. And then finally I was like, all right, you know what? I think I'm just bi actually. And that game helped me realize it. And it was also the first, like I'd seen the term cyberpunk kind of thrown around, but like it was the first game that made me like put like, oh, this thing that I've always been drawn to is a specific genre and that I can build out from there. Right. Because like genres are only helpful insofar as they help you find other media that is similar to it. Right. Like who gives a fuck about a genre? Like it can be whatever it wants to be. But having genres, having these things lets similar works get like a light shown on them. Right. And lets other people find that audience. And so like, yeah, that was where I was like, oh, all of these things I love have a name.
Right.
Yeah. And so for me, I guess that was probably it. But like Valhalla was it because of all the stuff that layered before it, you know?
Right. Yeah. It was like a more personal experience for you.
That's definitely part of it, but more like because it's literally a cyberpunk bartending adventure or a cyberpunk bartending game is what they like subtitled it as like, oh, this is cyberpunk. This is what cyberpunk is. Like I had a word to put to the aesthetic that I loved so much and the like narrative themings and through lines that the genre has, right? It put a word to it so I could find more of it. And then like as I went and found more of it, I was like, oh, I've already read this. Oh, I've already seen this. Oh, I've already, and then I was like, oh, this explains a lot about me retroactively. If that makes sense.
Yeah. I guess I just have more questions because
okay, good. Listen, I love talking. Feel free to ask.
Does that mean that the game you were interested in 2077 because of the aesthetic? Or like because it was this cyberpunk world, or was it Keanu Reeves, or like were you just going to play the game no matter what, you know, like what?
So around the time that this was the game came out, it was a combination of things.
Okay.
Because I'd seen some trailers, thought, oh, that's kind of cool. I had seen people hyping it, and I was like, oh, it gave me No Man's Sky vibes of people being like, oh, all these planets are going to be different and are going to be all this stuff. Like my brother was like big, like hype man for No Man's Sky. And I was like, listen, curb your expectations. It's going to be randomized play. Like it's not going to be what you think it's going to be. Lo and behold, I was right because, you know, I usually am. And, but no, so I kind of expected that from Cyberpunk. Around the time that this was first coming out, we had my friend Jay and I had just finished we're like just getting started with our podcast Res Please, where we would play games that were reviewed badly and try to find good things about them. So it kind of lined up, but she didn't really have that much of an interest in it. But I was like, well, you know, I'll check it out. I like Cyberpunk as a whole. The trailers looked interesting enough. And since we were kind of doing this thing that was kind of changing my outlook on games in the first place, I was like, I'll go check this out. And if I think it's worth being on the podcast, then we'll probably get back into it. Right. Because we had been burned on buying a full price $60 game for like 7 hours of 7 hours of gameplay at best. At like that, it was a Fast and Furious game that sucked. Oh my god,
there's a Fast and Furious game. Oh
yeah, yeah, can't get into it. It's horrible. But like after that, we were kind of like, well, we don't know if we want to invest in like big budget games that take so much, and then we don't even get that much out of it. But you know, I was like, it's by. My big thing was that it was by CD Projekt Red. Right. I've never finished Witcher 3, but
oh really? Oh, interesting.
Yeah. I've started it 4 different times. I really do like it. I listen to the soundtrack all the time, but every time I get to a certain point in it, I'm like, whether it's something comes up or I'm like, ooh, maybe I should put it down. And like the curse of the content creator part of you is like, if I'm enjoying it this much, I need to find a way to make content out of it, right? And then you're like, that sucks.
Well,
as we make cyberpunk out of it, but like
maybe you're just not a fantasy guy, you know? Like
I mean, kind of. That's okay. That's what I found out. I do like the game, and I want to make that clear. I like what it is doing narratively. I kind of got squicked out because like I was like, okay, there's a lot of lore here. I should read the books, and I started reading one of the books, and like the way that like they describe the way that witchers inherently make witches horny in the book.
Right. Yeah.
Kind of gave me like, ew. And then like, I found out that like, I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but like Triss is like a predator a little bit.
Oh no. Yes. Yeah. No. Yes. Triss is 100% different in the game, in The Witcher 3, Witcher 3. Yeah.
Well, so, like, because she's like the romantic lead in 2, which I had beaten and played and kind of liked. And so I was like, oh, this is gross because I kind of liked her before this.
She's very different in the books.
Yes, 100%. And so I was like, okay. And I know that CG Project Red literally bought it off of the guy who's kind of a shithead. And like just like they don't have to pay royalties or anything to him, like because he didn't believe in video games, and they're like, yeah, we just want the rights to work with it. So like you can still play that one. Like there's some stuff out about the author where you're like, oh, I don't want to support this. Like I don't want to support him and do all this. You're not when you play the games. I want to relieve you of listener of that notion.
Yep.
But
so I have not played Witcher 1 or 2, but I have played 3 and both of the expansions for 3. And it's definitely one of my favorite games.
Yeah. What about it drew you to it in particular? I think this is relevant. So like, yeah.
I loved the writing. Geralt is a ridiculous character. I love Geralt. It was very fun to be Geralt and just fuck around and like, you know, have Geralt and Roach like somersault off cliffs and just like, I don't know. But no, the writing truly is what made that experience for me. I really enjoyed the main story and the side quests, and I thought both DLCs were incredible. I love Ciri as a character in The Witcher 3. She's one of my favorite fictional characters. So I'm on board with The Witcher. And I did read, I think, the first book, which is mostly short stories. I think.
That one I was kind of like, all right, this is fine. And it's just a bunch of lore, right?
Yeah. I have not read all of the Witcher books. There's several. I have not read all of them. I just kind of lost interest. But I am aware that there are there are some differences, like specifically with Triss and stuff. So I just really love that game, and it was very fun to play. And the music, the world. I have a lot of Witcher stuff too. Like I have a replica of Ciri's sword and just some other fun little neat things
Ciri
that I've
cosplay
acquired.
when?
I have the cosplay. I have it.
Really?
I have a wig.
Oh, that's awesome.
I have a wig. I have the whole outfit. Yeah, Ciri, big fan. So I'm very excited for the next Witcher game. So like
they're also remaking 1, apparently.
Right, apparently. And I will play that. Yeah. Apparently. And I would like to play 2 as well, for story. I know that the earlier games I've heard can be a bit clunky, but if they're remaking 1, I'll definitely play it. And I still would like to play 2 just for story stuff.
Yeah.
So I do love that game. And I'm like aware of the studio, you know, and CD Projekt Red, and they made Cyberpunk. So like, I'm kind of like aware of that quality, I guess. They seem to.
So would you say you're a sci-fi girl or a fantasy girl, or just either or both?
I would say either or. It comes down to writing for me and if I can have a personal connection to the story or the characters. I don't think I really care what the setting is, as long as I enjoy writing, themes, character development. I'm really open.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm open.
That is completely fair. Okay. So before we wrap up here, unless you had additional questions.
Not that I can think of right now.
Okay. Just want to make sure. There's a couple things I do want to touch on with you here.
Okay.
One, I would like to know what, and we'll get into the 3 different life paths. If you look at our list here, it's split up initially. I'll describe each of those, but I think it'd be good to know what you're going with and what gender you're going with first, so I can pick something different, particularly because I've done all of it before. So that way, you know, I'm not accidentally overlapping with you there. And so I can give you a little bit about each of those. I have a sneaking suspicion that even if we did just choose naturally, that we'd choose different. but
right. Probably.
Yeah, but yeah. So I would like to touch base on that real quick to get us started, and let people know where we're gonna be wrapping up for next week. So yeah, it starts with 3 different life paths, which are the Nomad, the Street Kid, and the Corpo. Corpo Rat, as they say in the save. So in universe, there's a group or like people who don't like live in cities and just travel between them are the nomads, right? There's a bunch of like different families of them that just like travel and go. They're like basically kind of like roaming gangs, but like Western aesthetic, like so there's the Nomad, where you are from outside the city and making your way into the main city.
Okay.
There's Street Kid, where it's what you might expect of like growing up as a kid on the streets. You left, but you came back. But like you growing up as a street level, like to get by, you might have done some crime style.
Mm-hmm.
And then Corpo Rat, which is what you might expect of counter intelligence for a big corporation.
Mm-hmm.
If you have questions about any of those to narrow down what you want to go for, feel free to ask.
I will probably pick either Nomad or Street Kid.
Yep.
Do I have to give you an answer right now?
No, because my favorite is Corpo. Here's a secret about me. That's not because I don't think it's necessarily the best. I will have arguments for why I think it's the best, but like it's aesthetic different, or like not aesthetic differences, but like it's subjective. They're all
for
great.
Character creation.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
Well, so this is character creation, but it is also the first
you like
mission.
The appearance of Corpo Rat.
I'm a Corpo slut. I am so not that person. Like I'm very anti-corporation. I'm a leftist, right? Like I'm not about that, but like you kind of have to admit,
but this
like
is role playing.
Yeah. Well, but that too. I like to play characters that I'm not, right?
Okay.
Is also part of it, but also like the aesthetics. Like I like suits. I like the aesthetics of it.
Yeah.
I like the sleek. I like a
tailored suit. Yeah.
Like there's something about that. Like, oh, and like if you're looking at cars, like the luxury cars or the sports cars, you're like, that's kind of hot. Like, right? Like, and
okay,
like,
I guess I don't
know. Like, listen, I know, right? I know.
So what you're trying to tell me is that you have taste.
I mean, I wouldn't say that. I'm definitely not the right person for this. Like, because like I'm so against that morally, but aesthetically, I get it. Like,
okay. So wait, so then I don't want to make my choice until I see it in game when I'm character creating.
That's fair. Well, so all you'll really see are like it won't even really show you. It'll just show you 3 different screens.
Like I want my character to like have fashion options and like look cute.
So that will only be for like the initial part. But after the first like intro mission, they all come together and wear the same outfit, wear the same.
Okay.
Like it is about their introduction into the world.
Okay.
Is all it is. You can create the character the same way for all of them. You can make the ugliest motherfucker you've ever seen and have them be a corpo, and it'll still allow that, obviously. Like all the stuff is still there. I'm just saying that like plus like there's a narrative through line that I like there, but I won't get into that.
So you want to pick Corpo Rat is what you're saying, and I need to pick something else?
No, if you want to pick Corpo, that's also fine.
I don't think that I will.
I didn't think you would.
Yeah, no, I don't think I will either.
But I just wanted to make sure that like I didn't create and that when we played it, we accidentally covered the same mission as far as that goes.
Okay.
on the intro.
Okay. Great.
If you change your mind while playing, let me know. Like I don't mind restarting it and picking. If you,
I don't think I'll make sure to pick one of the other two. That's easy.
Okay.
Easy.
Yeah, it was the one you ruled out immediately. But yeah, so we will be going through the initial introduction. Then we'll do Practice Makes Perfect and The Rescue for the first for week 1. So yeah, I also have a sneaking suspicion about what you're going to choose here, but are you going to choose male or female?
I'll probably choose female. Is there a non-binary option?
Unfortunately, no. There are trans options in there, but because it is tied to the voice actors and what romances you can pick and stuff, I will
probably pick female in my character creation.
Okay. Voiced by Shermie Lay. Great performance. I love her performance. It's going to be great.
I look forward to it. I'm very excited.
Yeah. So I think that'll do it.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, go. No, I was going to just wrap up. If you're excited,
I'm excited. No, I'm excited because I've only rolled credits on one game this year so far. And I do not expect to finish Cyberpunk in 2025. However, I'm just excited.
With the way that we're playing this, it's like...
it's going to take a long time, and that's perfectly fine. I'm not here to rush at all. I don't want to rush this experience. I'm just looking forward to something very new and different because this is not something that I would have picked to play for myself.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Not because I'm against it at all.
Sometimes you need a little push in a direction to start going that way.
I when I'm picking games for myself, for my other projects, I tend to just go in a different direction. So this is new and exciting for me and different. And I like that.
No, that's great. I'm very excited for this experience with you. I think a big part of it is the slow play of it. Is why I was interested in doing this. On that note, so there's going to be, we're only going to be covering like main missions and side missions, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's also things called gigs. There's like NCPD stuff. There's like a bunch of other events or things to do in there. Feel free to do those as you see fit.
Okay.
I think some of the missions are locked behind like what's called street cred. It's not necessarily a leveling system, but it unlocks certain things.
Right.
Like what you can buy and certain other aspects of it. And so my brain just went empty. That's embarrassing.
Street cred.
Yes,
gigs,
thank you.
And
yeah. So gigs and that kind of stuff. Feel free to do as you want to do them.
Okay.
That is not tied to any of the stuff. It will delineate in the menus, and I'm saying this for anyone who's listening as well. We will not be covering any of them. I do think I will just touch base and see if you have any thoughts on some of them that you're coming across, if you want to share that. But like, we're not going to be covering that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So just want to make sure that was clear. And that I think will do it. Okay.
Great. Thank you for taking the time to come up with this list and this idea. And thanks for reaching out to me and asking if I wanted to do this. I think this is gonna be very fun.
Oh, of course. Yeah. I'm very excited about this. I've wanted to do something like this with you for a while because we had a different idea we were going to do like forever ago of like
years ago.
Yeah, back when we were playing D&D. Yeah, back when we were playing D&D together. And I had the entire reason why I was like, oh, I should reach out to you about this is because like there was something I was going through in like my Google Drives or whatever. And I found like this folder of This Is a Music Podcast.
Oh my God. Okay. Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, we were going to do this thing. And then like we just couldn't. And like we didn't even get a first recording done. So like it's whatever. But it did remind me being like, oh, that would be so much fun.
Well, look, here's our first recording. Like this is more than we tried to do.
Yes, we've gotten farther. Ago. We've already gotten farther. No matter how this goes, this is a success.
We may not have a title, but we have a first recording.
I was avoiding saying that because I was like, if we just don't draw attention to the fact that we don't say our title in this intro episode, no one will know.
You know what? Just cut it. Just cut it. We have a first recording. Good job. Yay, us.
That's absolutely making it in. Yeah, hey, you know, you could check me out. God, I hate this part. Okay, so should I just plug
Mac,
you?
Go check out Violet. Do you have anything? Do you have anything you want to plug, Mac?
Yeah, sure. No, when you were talking about wrapping games, I was like, oh, I've actually wrapped a few games this year, and then I was like, oh, that's because they're all Persona. You can check out my YouTube, which is pretty much just about consuming media wrong. I had a series that wrapped up recently where I played through Persona day by day for an entire calendar year. And when I say Persona, I mean Persona 3 Royal, Persona 5, or Persona 3 Reload, Persona 5 Royal, Persona 5, Persona 4 Golden, and then Persona 3 Portable as a guy, and then Persona 3 Portable as a girl. And it was a nightmare. It was very difficult to do. So please go check that out. I'm also on Twitch as MacKtheVoid. That's MACK the Void. There you go. That's my stuff. How do people do this?
It's very uncomfortable.
Isn't it? Well, now it's your turn.
Oh no.
I'm going to put you under the spotlight.
Can I just like hit stop recording and run away?
Feel free. So you can go check out Violet at
So my full name is PermanentViolet, one word, and I live stream on Twitch, mostly first playthroughs, and I also have a YouTube channel of the same name where I edit my first playthroughs into condensed versions, and that's it.
Your editing in that is so good, if I can just say that.
Like, I cannot handle compliments. La 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 la. So, no, thank you. Truly, thank you. Like I work so hard on those videos. So thank you. I really appreciate it.
Well, I was like watching your stuff that way because like when I do that kind of thing, I'm very much like, here's the thing. And as long as I take out what coughing I can catch and like big gaps, and then I just leave it. And there you go. Here's the content I recorded. And so I'm like, how do you do that?
My problem is I love editing, and it's a big problem. And I also am not a perfectionist, but I just get like really into a thing, and then I just want to make it a certain way. So I get really obsessed with detail, and so the editing, I get really invested in it, and it takes me entirely way too long. But I just enjoy it. It's like a very comforting activity for me, and so I guess that's why I do it. And I do like to have the archive for myself, just of games that have impacted me, and I get to kind of look back on that over the years. So I enjoy it, but I don't know. It is very time consuming. Also, I am not on Twitter. Sorry, I just want to say I am not on Twitter. I am not on Instagram, but you can find me on Blue Sky. And that's it.
Well, there you go.
That's it.
All right. I'm just going to end it on all right. I'm not going to do more than that.